This is the news on You Call That Radio, and today's question from our Patreon comes all the way from Seattle, from Jeffrey, who says, "Hey, do you know the band Linkin Park? What do you make of the whole situation?" Yes, I do know Linkin Park, and this is what I think. This is the news on You Call That Radio. I think Scientology has just bought a band, and that band is called Linkin Park. Not to be confused with Milliken Park. Of course I know who Linkin Park are. They were targeted at my demographic. They missed. I was never really into them, but it was targeted at me. Never my band. Never my band. But I did enjoy a few tunes, and they were huge. I remember the collaboration with Jay-Z live album or whatever it was. I remember that being really important culturally at the time. And also I've got a lot of sympathy for the band and the fans and the way that Chester sadly left the earth. So after 7 years to replace a much loved and international icon like Chester with a PR disaster like Emily Armstrong, it's either A, bad decision making, as in very, 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 very bad decision making, or B, Scientology has started a secret record label within plain sight and Linkin Park is their first signing. B makes a lot more sense to me than A. How else could you get this so wrong? So my understanding is they did a secret launch to, like, a bunch of fans got given free tickets. So it's hard enough to fill in the shoes of someone like Chester. I wasn't that familiar with her band Dead Sarah. There is no doubt we're dealing with a talented singer here. No doubt whatsoever. But not really got the star power or the reputation that a lot of people would have wanted. And also, it's also risky. I mean, changing the singer at all is risky. But changing a male singer to a female singer is even riskier. And that's nothing against female singers, obviously. If it was a female singer, you know, it's like, would you do a Destiny's Child comeback and replace Beyonce with Fred Durst or something? That wouldn't make much sense either. So it's not that, this is not a misogyny thing, it's a big change. It's a big change. Now, whether this could have worked, I think it could have worked. It would have taken a while, but I think people would have just got used to it. It would have finally been okay. And I think that the ticket sales would have been through the roof because people would have been excited about the nostalgia of seeing their favourite songs from their teenage years being sung back at them. But Emily Armstrong is coming with a lot of baggage. So if you don't know, first of all, a Scientologist, controversial. Scientology isn't very popular these days for the tactics that they use. We'll not go into all of that, but not very popular. But more importantly, she stuck up for her fellow Scientologist who was in that 70s show, which I never watched. I remember the UK version of that 70s show, but yeah, I don't remember watching it. I kind of recognise his face from films, but I'm not an expert. All we know is the guy's a creep and he's going to jail for a long time, and that Emily Maston went to court to support him and gave a letter to the judge saying he's a really nice guy and a role model. Chester Bennington's son, is it pronounced Jamie? I think it's Jamie. So what was it? He said he criticised the reunion and said that they'd quickly erased my father's life and legacy in real time. And Shinoda of Linkin Park responded with, many people take time to wrap their heads around the change. If people are respectfully not there yet, I'm totally fine with that. Which was fine in the context of it just being a new singer, a female singer, a singer that not everyone was happy with. But then when the Mars Volta stuff comes out, Linkin Park have said nothing. If you go into their social media, they're just promoting the tour, buy tickets now, and they're sticking their head in the sand and pretending nothing's happening. Which, I mean, what does Emily Armstrong hold over them? Why can't they just say, hey, that was a bit of a stupid idea, we'll get a new singer in? They could get a new singer, a high quality singer with no baggage that the whole internet doesn't hate. So Emily Armstrong says, I'm new to so many of you, and I wanted to clear the air about something that happened a while back. Several years ago, I was asked to support someone I considered a friend at a court appearance, and went to one early hearing as an observer. Soon after, I realised I shouldn't have. I always tried to see the good in people, and I misjudged him. I have never spoken with him since. That would be okay if that's all she was accused of, but there was no mention of the other allegations, and there was absolutely no mention to distance herself from Scientology. So you can bet that she's still on the Scientology train, and you could bet that Linkin Park knew that this would happen, surely. So that's why I think Scientology has just bought a band, and now you've got Chester Bennington's son is getting death threats, apparently. And you know what I would say is that I don't think it's fair to say that they've erased the legacy. The legacy is still there. Chester's legacy is there forever. So, and also he isn't grieving, so he's got every right to have an opinion on this. I think that 7 years has passed, and I think that they're right to try and move forward, and whether that's making new music or just playing all the hits to their old fans, there's nothing wrong with that. But this was really, like I said, really bad decision making. How can you mess this up so badly after having 7 years to think about this? So either Emily's got something over them, or Scientology just bought a band. And right now I think Scientology's just bought a band. It's Scientology Records, probably the most controversial record label since Death Row Records. And that's what I think. Jeffrey from Seattle, thanks for your question. If you'd like me to cover anything else that's in the news, just leave a comment below or sign up at patreon.com/YouCallThatRadio. And this is the news. Radio.